Neonatologist Dr. Marlon Timothy says none of the 4 babies born with microcephaly have been shown to be Zika related. Last Friday, it was announced that 4 babies were born with the birth defect at the Port of Spain General Hospital, Mount Hope Women's Hospital and the Sangre Grande General Hospital. Tests were carried out on them to see if the condition was connected to the Zika virus.
Right now, 0 Zika-related microcephaly. We've not even seen any brain abnormalities that even resemble anywhere near what the Zika morphology looks like.
Speaking with C News a short while ago, Dr. Timothy said so far none is Zika-related.
We highly suspect that they will not be related to Zika at all. In fact, if we look at the timeline for the mothers to be pregnant, they would have been pregnant even before the first index case of Zika was in Trinidad. So we do not think it's related at all.
The Elections and Boundaries Commission says it will not say anything further on the election petition matter, and it will not speak on the call by an opposition MP for the chairman and commissioners to step down. Over the weekend, Dr. Rudal Munilal said if they do not step aside, President Anthony Carmona should remove them, as a High Court ruled that they acted illegally in the discharge of their duties when they extended the September 7th general election voting hours by 1 hour. When contacted, the EBC said each person is entitled to his or her own opinion on the matter and it will not engage in the discussion. The ruling on Friday dismissed the 5 election petitions filed by the UNC. In March, President Anthony Carmona had sworn in a new EBC chairman in Mark Ramkeri Singh after Norbert Masso retired in December 2015. Masso was in charge of the EBC when the 1-hour extension was initiated. And Attorney at Law Farid Ali explained that no election official was named when the election petitions were filed, and as such the opposition may not have found any corruption taking place during the process, despite the EBC tampering with the process.
That in itself is not enough. You must be able to identify exactly what the process is. And if it is you are able to identify or allege that, you must be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt that these individuals engaged in that process and were liable for such. In not naming anyone, it means to say that there was no evidence presented to the court that there was a corrupt practice.
Minister of Energy Nicole Oliver says she is now in the process of sourcing the missing 2013 report on the Gulf of Paria fish kill commissioned by the last administration. This after the group Fishermen and Friends of the Sea said a special committee was established 3 years ago to investigate the cause of the fish kills, and its findings were never revealed.
I researched to find the cabinet minute that would have approved the committee, and I've gotten the list of names of all the members of that committee. And I'm currently in the process of trying to contact those members of the committee, and I'm trying to track down a copy of that report at present. So at this stage, I cannot make any statement as to the truth of any of the information that is in the public domain. There is a lot of information right now in the public domain, and a lot of it is contradictory.
She also said the Carrera report done on behalf of the FFOS does in fact confirm Mr. Aboud's claims that chemical poisoning led to thousands of fish washing ashore in La Brea and Otaheite. Chairman of the Toco Sangre Grande Regional Corporation, Terry Rondon, says Keshorn Walcott has inspired many young people to get involved in sport, especially in Toco, where he grew up. But a lack of facilities to play sport is a major problem. Mr. Rondon was speaking on CTV's Good Morning Trinidad and Tobago.
Beach ball, young man, if you see where they practice on Mission Beach, if you see the condition, I beg TNTech, there are lines running over. I beg TNTech to remove the lines that these men, could I send the corporation, we fix the beach, but the gentlemen cannot be done safe for them to play.
Mr. Rondon questioned what the sporting officials and the government are doing to highlight the achievements of Keshorn Walcott and other local athletes. On Saturday, Walcott won the bronze medal in the men's javelin event at the Rio 2016 Olympics, an accomplishment Mr. Rondon says should be recognized.
Just come and see Togo, and you will see nothing more than a name on a school, a name on a lighthouse. Watch the surroundings, watch the condition of the school, and you will see for yourself. They just talk and mama guy. And this time around, I am telling you, I'm not going to take any mama guy on behalf of the people of Toco.
He was unable to tell us when Keshorn will be back in Trinidad, but said if allowed, school children from the Toco Sangre Grande area will go to the airport to welcome him home. The Ministry of Social Development and Family Services is advising that their social services continue to be available to residents of Cedras and environs at their Cedras Social Services sub-office every day from 8 a.m. to 4:15 p.m. And also their social welfare field officers and food card officers will continue to make home visits in order to facilitate those who may require additional support services. Clients are encouraged to contact their Cedras Social Services Club at telephone contact 465-4069 or call the ministry's hotline at 800-4775. An autopsy is expected to be carried out today on the body of 9-year-old Sion Paul. Southern Division Police say the child was executed and not hit by a stray bullet as was initially reported. Paul was shot shortly after 9 p.m. on Friday. He lived at Byron Street, La Romaine, and was a pupil of the La Romaine RC School. On Sunday, police said Paul was shot 4 times, twice in the back and twice in on his shoulders. This is the C News Report at noon. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at C News Live, and you can also visit our website at ctvtt.com. Here's a look at what's taking place in the region. Proposals are being considered by the federal cabinet to construct a bridge to link St. Kitts and Nevis. Minister of Public Infrastructure Ian Patches-Liburd announced that there are 2 proposals awaiting consideration by the cabinet which could see the much talked about bridge come to fruition. Liburd said that this project will bring the peoples of the island closer together and facilitate greater inter-island travel. The United States Coast Guard said the fire-damaged Caribbean cruise ship Caribbean Fantasy has been moored safely at Pier 15 in San Juan Harbor. According to the Coast Guard, the Unified Command is developing an assessment and disposal plan for potential hazardous and non-hazardous waste. A 100-yard safety zone has been established around the vessel. Last Wednesday, more than 500 passengers escaped from the Caribbean Fantasy after a blaze erupted in the ship's engine room. The vessel was traveling from the Dominican Republic to Puerto Rico. A tropical wave located about 1,100 miles east of the Lesser Antilles is expected to near Hispaniola and the southeastern Bahamas late this week. The proximity of this system to dry air is expected to inhibit significant development during the next few days, while the disturbance moved westward to west-northwestward at 15 to 20 miles per hour. However, environmental conditions could become more conducive for development later this week, with a 40% chance of a tropical cyclone forming during the next 5 days. And finally, in Guyana, in light of the recent cases of vigilante killings that have occurred, President David Granger had warned against the practice of vigilantism, saying that not only is it unacceptable, but can lead to serious problems in society. Granger said that they accept that citizens have a right to protect their properties and so on, but expect people to be organized in community policing groups. However, no form of vigilantism will be tolerated.